Peace. Peace there. And today I want to talk about the aspect of treating any woman that you have an intimate relationship with the way that you should treat them, and dynamics of a relationship and the way love actually kind of works. First, I want to talk about, if you have to get into the dynamic of relationships in total, you have to talk about masculine and feminine, because that are the energies that are together inside of a relationship. Now, I'm not talking about gay relationships right now. I'm just talking about men and women. Now, a masculine aspect is it's a strong, it's a forward, but it's also a brutal understanding. So in masculine energy, it's all about purpose. Most of the times you're thinking about purposeful things, intention plus dynamic things that you want to do with your life. And then a man is always pushed by his motives. He's pushed by what he needs to get done and what he feels like he has to do inside of this world. And then you have a feminine aspect. It's more of a nurturing aspect. It's more of a chill aspect. It's more of a go with the flow. So when you have a masculine and a feminine together, if they're out of balance, then the relationship kind of won't flow right. So with that, if you're a man in a relationship focused on love all the time instead of purpose, your relationship will never go right. Because you will be focused on love the whole relationship, and she's focusing on love. You can't have two people focusing on love all the time. A relationship is foundation about love. That's not wrong, you feel me? A relationship comes together, it's a covenant. It's not a contract. What a contract is a contract is a agreement about two people that have a distrust about each other. Cause then if somebody break the contract, they could show something like, yo, you broke this contract, and now, you feel me, you gotta give that to me. What a covenant is, it's a relationship that comes together on a love interest. So it's not wrong that a relationship is guided by love, but it's also, the man has to have purpose. He has to be a protector, a provider, a provision. He has to know how to have some type of emotional balance. You can't be a loose cannon. A dangerous man is one that don't know how to control his emotions, because you never know what can happen from that man. So think about relationships. If you're in a relationship with any type of woman, and I'm talking from a man aspect, you have to have some type of foundation, or where you have a vision that you want to be or where you want to get to be, and that's not going to lean you so much on love, but it's going to lean you more on purpose, so you can let that love grow more. And in these days, we have a crazy culture. I feel like we have a culture that's more like a simp culture, So with the simp culture, how the simp culture works is, you got a lot of like rap music, you got a lot of like music that talks about hoes and bitches, and sorry for the people on YouTube, but it talks about a lot of these aspects. And what the aspect of that is, simping is not all the way wrong, but simping is kind of not a thing, You could treat a woman give a woman all of your love and give a relationship all that you have. That's not simping. Simping is when you go out of your purpose and you go out of your foundation and you just filling into that and not filling into your own cup. You're leaving yourself empty, but you're giving everything to somebody else. That's kind of like simping. But when you have a filled cup and you keep filling somebody else's cup to make them better, and now y'all both filling each other, the energy is being reciprocated. And I don't think that is called simping. Simping is not complimenting your woman. That's not simping. Simping is when you go out your way and you're committing acts that are hurting you just to fill somebody else up. So we have to get out of this aspect that just by helping somebody and really loving somebody and caring for somebody, you're hurting somebody. You're not hurting nobody. You're just helping yourself, and you're helping them. You're helping yourself become a better person, because you're learning that you have this faith and you have this love, and you have this love that God has for everybody else, that you can give that to somebody else. You're not just being selfish by yourself. You're actually feeling and feeling and feeling and giving, and y'all giving back. If you're in a relationship, you don't just want to be in a relationship just to help yourself. You actually want to help your partner become a better person. You can't help your partner become a better person if you downplaying your partner. It don't kind of work like that. So in a relationship, the dynamic and the focus is to always be on understanding, cooperation, and connection. You have to connect with the person that you're with. And the thing is, connection brings conflict. So the more you connect with somebody, the more you expect from them. You expect more from that person. A stranger could do something for you so random in the street. A stranger could call you a nice person and say you got nice hair. And you take it dear to your heart. But if your partner says it, you don't really take it so dear. You know, you expect more from your partner. It's your partner. They ain't said it a whole bunch of times. You like, yo, man, say something magical. You feel me? Like, you gotta say something different. So with connection brings conflict. So you're gonna always fight. You're always tussle. You're gonna understand that you and your partner do not have the same mind. Y'all are not the same man in mind. You know, everybody is a God, and everybody has God in them in their own way. God gives everybody their own creation. Okay, so you got to understand that with connection comes conflict. Then cooperation. In a relationship, your partner don't like the same things you do. And they say that you want to get the same type of partner that likes the same thing that you like. And that could be a thing. But sometimes it just doesn't be like that, and ain't nothing wrong with that. So you have to be able to cooperate and know what your partner loves to do and what you love to do and what they don't love to do and what you don't love to do. And the thing is, you're going to have to do that stuff. Even if you don't like it, it's just about being there for each other. You know, your partner may not know that. They may know that you don't like that thing, but they won't have a problem with it just because you're there for them. All right? And then, you know, you got cooperation. You got connection. All right? And these are things that you need in a relationship. And I honestly feel like if we apply these things into our life and really think about not so much self-absorbed inside the world, you know, I was going throughout the world literally yesterday, and you could walk past somebody. The world is so weird these days, I feel like. Now, I walked past a random person, and I said, hey, how you doing? And the world is so self-absorbed, it makes you think that you don't want to care about what nobody else thinks. You know, the world's so self-absorbed, when you walk into somebody, you don't think about what that person is going through out in their day. So you don't give them the most simplest thing that you can give to help a person throughout the world, which is a smile. People don't do that these days. Family member could have just passed, or they just having the worst day, and then they come across you and you just mean mugging them. Like, the world is self-absorbed. So we come into our relationships and we self-absorbed. And then we trauma bond, and now we trying to trauma bond with other people in relationships. So now we say, F that person. I ain't gonna come into this relationship with my all because I got hurt in my last relationship with my all. When there's no such thing as that. You gotta come into every relationship you have with all that you got. You come in with your all, you leave with your all. You ain't lose nothing. You come in loving, you go out loving. You come in believing, you go out believing. You come in trying to help that person a better person. If y'all leave and y'all separate, you still go out helping that person become a better person, and you also learning things yourself. So every time you go into a relationship, you go in with your all. And there's no such thing as simping. It's just simping when you going out your way and you emptying your cup to fill somebody else's cup. Even though you know, even if you filling their cup, it's not even filling your cup. That's not cooperation. That's not elevation. That's a devastation. So you got to help yourself. And you know, peace to the family. And I hope that everybody have a blessed day. All praise. Have faith in God. And like I said, believe. Because what you believe, what you be lying, even though you be lying to yourself. And you can't be blind. You can't be lying to yourself. You got to think. Every belief you have is not real. I feel like a lot of people in relationships, before I go, a lot of people in relationships, everybody had these thoughts that they think a relationship is not going right. Or they think of how old past relationship has went. And they try to it gets in the way of what you got going on now. Now you're not that much thankful for what you got. Now you're not that much grateful for what you got. And the thing about that is that could not even be your thought. That could literally be the devil trying to sneak in your mind, tell you the littlest things to throw you off. Thing is about the devil, if he can't get you, he gonna get through you through somebody else. If he can't get to you, he gonna get to your partner. He can't get to your partner, he gonna get to your family members. And you gotta go through every thought that you have, you give it to it like you got an ID. Where did this thought come from? Hey, yo, who is you real quick, man? I don't know you. You feel me? Show me your ID. How old is you? You feel me? You gotta give every thought the security to pass through your mind. So when you having them insecure thoughts about what your partner could be doing, you gotta really think in your mind, yo, is this the devil trying to get in my mind and make me sink down to a lower level? Because the devil just want to destroy. You want to break down the kingdom. And with your partner, you should be building the kingdom. And not destroying, but uniting and building. And love is not about a fairy tale Disney realm. That's what these entertainment businesses are for. They give you a fantasy. They don't give you not much of reality, but where you have the responsibility to love somebody. You know, love is not a fairy tale. It just isn't. And that's not a bad thing, but love is so much more than how these fairy tales make it. It's so much greater. Love is about understanding. Because if you don't understand your partner, then it's just not going to work. You got to understand. You got to ask why. And then you can't be a judge for why. You know, you can't try to tell your partner the right thing to do in a meaningful manner. You got to break it off to him nice and good. You know, give it to her nice and slow. And I hope everybody have a blessed day. All faith in God. Be not afraid. Only believe. Peace.